So let's say I define one class and it is inherited from the object class, which is the super class in Python. I have written one method, and in a method, I use this super keyword. Super keyword basically helps you to call the parents method. Okay. Then I defining another class, let's say class D, and here I have again another object, and I have the method df method, and here print B is called. And again, I am calling out on the super method, means calling out on the parents method. Likewise, I will define another, let's say class C. Object. And then I say def method. And I'll say print C method is called. Class, let's say I have defined a class X, and X basically inherits from, let's say, A and B. X have its own method, and let's say print X is called. I have Y, class Y. Y inherits from, let's say, B comma C. And let's say X also has the super method called. Super method means parent method. Y inherits B comma C. EAF method. Print Y method is called. Then we have class P, which inherited X, Y, and C. You can say print P is called, and again calling the super means parent method. I'm creating the object of it. I think the focus of this program is to basically know how the flow, like how the program, like how the state flow from one, how this program flow works, right? So let's say I have created the many classes, right? I created A, I created B, I created C, then X, Y, and P. I created the object of, so here it should be a method. I missed the method here. Yeah, let's say it's again super method, and again it should be a method def method. Now I created the object of P and I say P dot method. I call this method. When I call this P dot method on the object of P, this method is getting called, right? So first, it will print here this statement. So P is called, this will be the first statement which is going to be printed. Then I'm calling super dot method. So when I'm calling super dot method, the leftmost parent of the P will be called, and the leftmost parent of the P is X. So the control will go from here to line number here, 18. And this will be the second statement which will be printed. Then here I have called the parent method, super dot method. So for X, who is the leftmost parent A. So from here, the control will go to A. And then here, A will be printed. Now super dot method. So parent have the object parent, this A class have the parent in terms of object, which is by default, right? So here, when you basically call super dot method, the flow again comes back to here, to Y. Now Y will be called. So this will be the fourth call. Again from Y you have super dot method. So immediate B, this immediate thing, which is B will be called. So this is fourth. So this B will be called. So B will be called. So this will be fifth. Again, it has the object. So again, it will come down because I have called super dot method here. So again, it will come down and it will basically called C at the last. When it calls C at the last, it will move to C and this will be the sixth statement which will be printed. There is no super call here. So program execution will be halt here. It should be small o, not capital. So if you run this, it works like this. See, first, you see, first P is called. First P is called. Then you move to X. Second is X is called. Then you move to A. Third A is called. This is 3. Then you again come back to 4. This is fourth. Y is called. Then again B is called. Here B is called. And at the last C is called. I will again tell you the execution flow. Okay. See, when you basically create the object of the last class and you call the method P, right? So this method will be called. Once you call this method, P will be called. This will be printed. Here you are basically calling out on the parent of P. And the leftmost immediate parent of P is X. So the control will go to the X. Here it will print X. And again, it will call its immediate parent, which will be A. So it will move here and it will print A, which will be the third. Now here super dot method is called again, which is object. So it will, the flow will come down to the last again. And now the flow will start for the Y. So Y constructor, this Y method will be called because super dot method is called. So Y method will be called. So Y will be printed. Then the parent of Y will be called, which is B. Then again, the control moves to B. B will be printed. And again, the parent of B will be called. Switch again, the control switch backs to C. And then at last C will be called. And there is no super calling. So there is no parent calling. So example, this program will halt here. This is clear? I'm audible, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this was about inheritance, last program on inheritance. This is method order resolution. Okay. Let's talk about inheritance now. Yeah. Inheritance done, right? Polymorphism now. I'll give you an example. So very basic example of polymorphism would be like this. Let's say, for example, let's say I went to a shop or I went to Amazon homepage and this is a search bar. Let's say. And here I am searching for, let's say, iPhone. So when I search for the iPhone and I click on the button, I will get, and what is the operation? Operation is search operation, let's say. So when I click on the search button, and I click, so I will get it first for this. I will be getting all the result for iPhone. Then when I click on iPhone 6, then I will be getting all the results for iPhone 6. When I click for iPhone 6 space S, I will be getting all the results for iPhone 6s. No? So operation remains the same. Operation is search only. What is changing? Let's say here I am just passing one parameter, or here I am passing two parameters. Let's say here I am passing the three parameters. Now this is iPhone 6. Yes. So when you have the operation common, right? The operation is same, but number of parameters which you are sending will be different. Let's say first time you only said iPhone. Next time you said iPhone 6s. 6, or let's say third time you say iPhone 6s. So every time what is the functionality here? Functionality is the search only. Okay? You are searching for search. The functionality, the method is search only, but the parameters are different. So polymorphism means what? If you talk about the polymorphism, it's basically one form of many things, right? So poly means many, and morphism means one form of many things. So I have many forms for this search functionality. I can send one parameter, two parameter, three parameters. Okay. So in Python is good in polymorphism. So you have different types of polymorphism in Python. So you have duck typing. Then you have method overloading. Then you have method overriding. And then you have operator overloading. So I will take one examples of each. Let's start with duck typing. So let's say, for example, I have a method, I have a class, and I say class dog or duck, let's say. And here I am having one method def talk, and that method says print quack quack. Then secondly, I have here is, let's say, class of human, which has again the method talk, because method name in polymorphism will remain constant, same. And here I said hi hello. Here now here I'm creating one function with say call underscore talk, and to the function I pass object, and to that object I am creating the I'm calling the talk method. Now you see. So these are two classes. These two classes has one method, talk and talk. I created one function. To that function, I am passing the object, and on that object, I am calling the talk method. Let's say I created the object of duck. Let's say a equal to duck. And let's say I created the object of human. So a b equal to human. Let's say. Now these are the objects. A and b are the objects. And to this call underscore talk method, if I passed a object, what will be the output? This a object will be received here. And a dot talk will be called. Means a dot talk means human talk method. Sorry, duck's talk method will be called. And I will be getting the output quack quack. To this function, if I pass the second object, which is b, right? To this function, if I pass the second object, which is b, then b is called, right? So b is basically the object of human. So this method will be called because b will be received here and b dot talk will be called. So this time what will be called? B dot talk means and view belongs to human. So it will be calling this method. So quack quack. I will remove the hard code thing. I save, I run this. Syntax error. What it says? Human has no attribute talk. Okay. I make the typo. Run. See. Quack quack. Hi, hello. This much is fine. First example. This is the first example. Let's or you can say program one. Now I will just write this, but I will just make a slight one change here. Program two. Copy and paste. And I will make another class here. Class dog. And this class dog has method bark. And print okay. So here it is hobo now. But if I create the object of C, that is will be dog, I cannot pass call underscore talk C object. Why? Because if I pass it, still this class has no method called as talk, right? So if I pass C here, C will be here, then it will be C dot talk. But C is the object of dog, and dog does not hold any talk method. So it will throw me the error, right? So this program will basically throw me the error. If I run this, say it's an error, right? Say dog object has no attribute talk, which is true, right? Because dog is having the attribute bark, not talk. These two is having the attribute as talk. So this is the problem. And how to fix this problem? Okay. So this is, let's say, I'm just creating a variation so you will see what is the problem and then you have the solution for it. So let's say this is the problem. I will come down here. Program 3. Now let's say you alter this method a bit, right? So if you say if there's a has attribute method, and to this has attribute method, you call the object and what you want to search on it. So let's say I want to search on this object. If there is a talk method, talk attribute or method, then I have to call obj.top. Else if I'm again checking has attribute. This has attribute of, let's say, bark. Then which method will be called? Then you need to call the bark method. And you will here come and call the obj.bark. And else, if nothing is matching, then you say wrong print, wrong object is called. Now if I run if I call underscore talk with C, it will come here. It will say that this object has attribute talk. So this condition will be false. So it will never call the object.talk. It will go down. Now this object, which is C, has the attribute bar. Yes, it has, right? So now it will print obj.bar and the output will be. So now see, now I'm getting the output, no errors, right? So this way you can manage. So this is polymorphism where few class is having the same methods, but let's say one class is not having the same method, so you can manage with has attribute method. This is the solution. Okay, so this was duck typing, where you basically create the multiple classes with the same method and create a function to call that object and call on the methods. Now let's talk about overloading. Let's say I'm saying program 4 overloading. So conventional overloading will not work. So conventional overloading will not work in Python or any scripting language you say. So what I will be doing, I will switching back to Java Eclipse to show you how the overloading actually works, right? In object-oriented language, right? So for example, this is my Java Eclipse. I'm just here to show you one concept, right? So I switch back to Java. I basically have one class here, let's say. I say right click and I'm creating a class. So in Java, you write everything in a class. I'm here to just tell you how the polymorphism works. Okay. Let's say I say day 2 and I say finish. And let's say this is a class. And now this class I create one with the quickly. I know the shortcut. So day 3, I need to create it with the main method. So in this class, let's say I'm writing the method public void addition. This time I'm passing the 2 parameters. This is the way you write in Java. So there are 2 parameters and I am adding that 2 parameters. And I am saying x plus y. So in a particular class day 3, I am having one method addition with 2 parameters and I'm adding those parameters. Okay. So next time also I am having is the method name is same. The signature will be different. So let's say I'm having z here and I'm saying x plus y plus z. The next time, again copy and paste. Again, the method name remains same. I am adding another parameter. Let's say I'm adding a here. So x plus y plus z plus a. So in the same class, I will make it static. Just to call it on the class name. So same class, same method name, but the signatures are different, right? So this is polymorphism. I am telling you the concept of overloading. In same class, I have the method with the same name, but different signatures. Here there are 2 parameters, here there are 3 parameters, and here there are 4 parameters. So when you call out on the addition, let's say I call it on an addition here, and I pass 2 parameters, let's say. So this method will be called. When I pass 3 parameters, this method will be called. And when I pass 4 parameters, this method will be called. So this is how overloading works. If I run this, see, I am getting the different results, right? 5, 9, and 15. It's 5, this is 9, and this is 9 plus 6, that is 15. So this is how it works in Java. Same class, same method name, different signature, overloading. But it will not work like this in Python. So there is no conventional overloading in Python. So I will tell you how you basically achieve it here. There. I'm audible to everyone?
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's move back here. Okay. So I am trying to replicate the same thing in Python. So I will come here and I will write, let's say, for example, not here. So let's say class. I say calculator class. And the class, I am having one method, def addition. Addition parameters take 2 parameters, x comma y. And let's say it's print sub dot x plus, or it just print x plus y. Again, I am taking the same method, same name, but signature is different. Let's say I take x, y, z. So when I take x, y, z, the adding will be x plus y plus z. And let's say third time I am taking the same method, but now this time will be with the 4. So x plus y plus z plus, let's say a this time. And you have x plus y plus z plus again a here. So now when I create the object of calculator, let's say, and I call out on the method addition, and I just pass two values, let's say. So when I pass 2 values, this method is not getting called. This method is only getting called. Because Python thinks that you have updated this method with the 4 parameters. So these are not the separate methods like we have in Java, right? In Java, if you called with the 2 parameters, this 2 is getting called. But same is not the case in the Python, right? So in Python, when you called with the 2 parameters, this is called. When you called with the 3 parameters, this is called. And when you basically called with the 4 parameters, if you called with the 2 parameters, this last method is getting called. This is not getting called. So what will happen? The x value will be set to y. So x value will be 12 because you are passing it from here. Y will be also 12. But what will happen to z and a? So these values are not passed. So it will by default set to none. Right? So this will be none. And this will be also none. So now when you try to add x plus y, it will be 24. But when you try to add number with none, it will say not a number. The output will be not a number. Let's see this result now. So I am calling with the 2 parameters. Right click and run. It will say not a number. It will throw you the error. See, addition missing two arguments. Why it says missing two arguments? Because here we are expecting four. If you pass three parameters, still it will give you the same problem, right? Still, same problem. If I just comment it out, right click, run, same problem. One argument is missing. It will only work when you basically has the while you are calling with the four parameters. Now, if you right click and run, now see, these are the four parameters. So now calling with the four parameters and this will get printed. So Python does not understand these methods as separate. It considers the last written method as the updated method. So conventional overloading will not be achieved in Python. So there's a hack, but we don't use this often. But there is a way to achieve this. Okay. So how you achieve this in Python? Okay. So I will tell you like this. Right? Just comment this and I will make the changes here only. Now let's say hack you say. This is not exactly overloading. You can say this as hack, right? So what you can do here, let's say, you can write a method called as addition. And you can achieve four parameters here, comma, y, comma, z, comma, a. And you can write if x is not equal to none, means the x value is passed from when you are calling the function. If it is not none, not equal to none, and y is not equal to none, so it's not and symbol like this here, and y is not equal to none, and z is not equal to none. Then and if a is also not equal to none, means not equal to none means we are passing the values when you are calling the function, right? And a is also not equal to none. Then you can say print x plus y plus z plus a. The second condition will be if x not equal to none and y not equal to none and z not equal to none. If three values are passed only, then you just add these three. Print x plus y plus z. You can say else if. And the last condition will be if x not equal to none and y not equal to none. If x not equal to none and y not equal to none, then you will just print x plus x plus y. So now when you are calling the method, let's see, same thing, you are calling the method now with different parameters. So let's say first time you called with the two parameters only, or then this condition will be false because the value of y and z will be none. So this condition will be false. Here also the z value will be none. So this condition will be false. This condition will be true because x is not equal to none because you have the value for x. At the same time, you have y not equal to none because you have the value for y also. I think I missed type here. Yeah, it should be capital, I guess. I need to make change everywhere. It's a data type, right? It's a keyword. So now when you call it for the first time, this method, this calling for the first time, this condition is getting true because I have the value for x and y. So I will only basically sum this two. Whenever I'm calling this for the with the three values, so this will be getting false as a is not equal to none is false. But this condition will be true because the value for x is there, so it is not equal to none. Value for y is there, so it is not equal to none. And value for z is also there, so it is also not equal to none. So this will be printed. And when I have all the four values, the first condition will be true because I have the values for all four. So all the four values are not equal to undefined. So now if you run this, it's argument again missing. Let me just print A. Okay, you need to set default values for everyone. Sorry, one step I am missing here. So default values means if the values are not available, I am setting the values to be none. The value is not coming. Default value I am setting it to be none. The value is not coming. Default values I will set for Z also to be none and for A also to be none. Now it will work. So when I'm not passing the value for, let's say I'm passing the values for X and Y only. So when I'm passing the value for X and Y only, Z will be none and A will be also none. And the first condition will be false. Second condition will be false. Only the third condition will be true. So I will be getting the output for this two, 12 plus 12, 24. When I'm basically passing the three values, so X, Y, Z will be not equal to none, but A value will be set to none. So this condition will be true. So I'll be adding this to 12 plus 12 plus 34. When I'm calling with this method, all the values will not set to none. All the values will be not equal to none because I'm passing the value. So it will basically add all this four. And this way we can basically achieve overloading in Python. This is not the conventional way. This is like sort of hack and it is not used that much also, right? This much is clear. So this is concept of overloading. Overloading means what? In conventional programming languages, you have same class, same method name, and different signature. Now let's say we have now overriding. Let's talk about overriding now. So let's say I have a one class which is World Bank, let's say World Bank. And World Bank has two methods, let's say. It has save method and it has loan. says the loan World Bank is called. And this class is inherited by SBI. SBI inherits World Bank. And I'm not writing any method in SBI. I'm just saying pass. Similarly, another bank which is PNB, Punjab National Bank, is also inheriting World Bank. I'm just writing pass here. I'm creating the object of SBI. Such A equal to SBI. At the same time, I am creating the object of Punjab National Bank. So I say PNB. So now if I call A dot save and they called A dot loan, I will be able to call this because there's an inheritance, right? And in inheritance, you have the access of parents. When there's an inheritance, you basically have the access of parents methods, right? Because you inherited them. So if I call this, the parents method will be called. You see, save World Bank is called, loan World Bank is called, right? Similarly, I can call that on the B also, right? B dot loan and B dot save. So because of inheritance, these methods are accessible on the child reference variable. Child reference variable means reference variable of SBI and the reference variable of PNB. You right click and run this, you will get this method. But let's say the implementation for the loan method and the save method for the SBI is different. So I will overwrite the parent method. So I will write the method with the same name, same signature. But here I will say now SBI method is called because I don't want to use their implementation, right? So I will say here SBI method is called. Here I will say PNB. I will not touch PNB. That is. Let's write this pass. And here I will here I will overwrite another method which is save. And here I will say df save print SBI save method is called. So now if you observe closely, the parent is having the same method, but the inherited child is having its own definition for the same method. Same method name, same signature, but different class. This is overriding. I don't want to use their implementation, so I'm overriding the method. So when I create the object of A now, and I called on A dot loan and A dot save, here are my objects. I need to create the object. So let's say A equal to SBI. So when I call on the save and loan, it will not call the parent methods now because I have overridden it. It will call the SBI loan and save. So if I run this, it will say SBI method is called and SBI save method is called. SBI loan method I should be writing here and SBI loan method. SBI loan method is called, SBI save method is called. But it is not calling the parents method because I have overwritten this. So overriding means if same class, same method name you say, same method name, same signature, but different class. This is overriding. But still for the PNB, PNB does not have its own implementation. And if you still create an object of PNB, it will be calling parents method only. So B dot save and B dot. This much is clear. The last topic is over. Operator overloading. Can we take this tomorrow? This much is sufficient for today.
Yes, I think that's enough.
So operator overloading will finish tomorrow and we'll start with the abstraction, another OOPS concept. Okay.
Okay.
Wait a minute just for me to take a one screenshot.